Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm so glad that you stopped by. As I mentioned in my previous video, I was going to come on and show more of my journal and possibly work in it. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do today, but I did want to stop in and show you what I have been doing in my journal. It's not as far along as I would like just because lots of things going on. My oldest son graduated from college, so that was a big deal, and we've been celebrating that. And then, of course, just regular life, Christmas, cleaning, wrapping, puppy, friends, family, all of those wonderful things just take up a little bit of more time this time of year than normal. So I have worked in my journal, and I want to show you what I've done, and I'll see if I can do some work in there as well. I'm not sure how much time I have. I did pop the puppy in the crate, so we'll see how long he puts up with that. He loves the crate, thankfully. I'm very, very thankful for that, but the rest of my family is not here, and so it's just me. So, well, we'll get into it and see how it goes. But I did want to show you what I've done so far. It's not a whole lot, but it's something, so I will get it done eventually. I did add a little bit of tissue paper and this Christmas label to the back of this card, and on this box I added some old vintage wallpaper. It's the bottom of the stationery box. I added the old vintage wallpaper, and I wrote a letter. So I wrote, "Hello December. You kind of snuck up on me this year. Even so, I'm so excited for this month and all of the cozy memories ahead. I saw someone write that twinkle is their favorite color, and I love that. I hope to have a lot of twinkly moments to remember. I look forward to relaxing by the tree and spending quiet times with family. A little shopping and a few movies just make it all the more merry. I love this season." So those are some of the favorite things that I like about this season. And so I just wanted to start it out with a little Hello December. And moving on, like I mentioned in my original journal video, I used to do December daily faithfully, and I would do every single day 1 through 25. But life right now is just a little busier. My oldest son just graduated college, and so that was exciting. We've been celebrating that, and just normal Christmas activities and cleaning and friends, family, puppy. Yeah, so I'm just happy that I've gotten something done in my journal. So I did add this picture of us on the day that we went to get our tree, and I think I might decorate the back of it or adhere this to something to make that prettier, but I tucked it in there now, so I knew that's where I wanted to start, and so I wouldn't forget. And if you remember, if you saw my first video, I was figuring out where I wanted to put the washi, or not the washi, what is it? Oh, measuring tape, yes. So I did end up putting it here, which I might add a little more to that. I haven't decided. So I added a little tissue, or the tissue might have already been there, but then I added some ledger paper, and I wrote, "My wish for this month is really quite simple. May the days go slowly and the lights shine brightly. May our hearts give freely and the feeling never end." So on the days when I don't have a photo, I just might add simple things like this. And I did develop some photos, as you can see, but some of them didn't turn out as well as I would have liked. So I don't know how many photos this journal will actually have. So in this area here, I have a little label that I bought for packages, and this was just the fabric. So I'm going to stitch, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to stitch this tag that's been stained to the back of this fabric so that you can see the stitching. And I'm also going to peel this label off and stitch it here. So I don't have my sewing machine up in my attic studio yet, so I can't do that right now, but I wanted to show you what the thought process is for that. And then on this one, the ledger paper, I added another section of ledger here just because I like the numbers. They're not relevant, but I wanted to keep this stamp. Then I added a little bit of washi tape. This is from Amity Bloom. And then the bottom edge of fabric. So in those section of ledger, I just played off the colors of the back of this fabric, and this will make a great little journaling spot. This is some wrapping paper. So over here, I have a little old suitcase that I keep a lot of Christmas things in that from year to year. And a lot of times, well, actually almost every time in my Christmas journal, I really use very basic materials. So I say wrapping paper, I use washi tape, I use tissue paper, maybe some ribbon and fabric, and just vintage bits of paper. That's really all I use. I like to keep it very simple because the time of year is so busy. So there's the washi, and this was wrapping paper from last year that I threw in the box and left myself some room over here to collage with some fabric or a little journaling spot. I haven't exactly decided yet because I will have this journaling spot here. So I might just do some horizontal play over here. And this was just the beautiful fabric page that I haven't done anything with yet. And this page I'm still working on. But on this side, I did put a photo. I put a photo of Oliver, our kitty, and I was writing about that. They're struggling a little bit with the dog. The dog hasn't quite learned how to behave around them, but we're working on that. So we have a lot of training to do. So I tucked another piece of this vintage wallpaper in behind the flap and added the wax seal. So just a little bit of decoration there. I am going to paper clip that in so it quits moving around and I don't have to keep adjusting it. So that's what I've done, and it's not numbered, it's just on there. And then this is my second son, and on December 5th, so this is numbered, but he turned 19. So I started a page about him, or about that day, and I'm going to do some journaling here. I'll probably add a little bit of something here, and that will be good. And I'm not sure about the back of that one yet. And this is just a beautiful postcard that I found in my collection. So that's going to be added on to here. Just haven't done it yet. And this is, I've tucked a photo behind here, a couple photos. So I use this spot here for photos that, let's see, oh, this one I added. So this is a photo of me and a friend on a shopping day. And this is a vintage, it was a mail early for Christmas. So it was an old letter from 1930. And I just thought it was really, really pretty. And there's just the beautiful writing about Christmas. And so on the back of that, I added a little photo of the snow that we had. So I thought that was, I think I folded that wrong. Yep. That was really pretty just to tuck on the back of that. So this is going in that little tuck spot for now. This is a time card that I am considering putting here, but I'm not sure I like the color combination. That's why it's just still sitting there. And then this tissue paper, I'm going to decoupage down. Okay, so this, you're seeing my Christmas journal in real life. So it's partially done. The ideas are coming, but the time just hasn't been there for me to do it. And so I'm just being completely transparent. This is where my Christmas journal is today. So this was a little paper bag that I had, actually, I don't even know if the paper bag was in there the first time. No, it wasn't. It was just this piece of paper. So this is my thought process. I'm going to decoupage this down, and on the little bag, I added some wrapping paper, or on the piece of paper. I actually, okay, let me say this clearly so I'm making sense. I took a little bag, this brown bag, and I glued it to the back of this paper. So I gave myself some space for adding photos and anything else that I wanted to add. So on that paper bag, I used wrapping paper, kept the pocket, and in the pocket, I've added a beautiful postcard. And on this, I'm going to attach this little polka dot bag. And this is the back. Okay, so on this side, maybe I can just work on some of this and get it complete quickly, but I'm going to add a little bit of tissue paper down to the bottom. This is our Christmas tree with the barricade around the bottom because of the puppy. So the bag will flip over here, and I might stitch that before I add it in. So this really is just kind of an idea video, I guess, or the progress and the thoughts that I'm thinking. And then I might add a little label over here. So this label, before I did this side, I had added the blue label just because it kind of matched what was going on that day. So this was my husband and me going out for a smoothie. And so I just stitched that to that part of the bag. This is an old vintage card, and I am going to, I think I had this in here to top off, but I just love adding the tissue papers. I was playing around with the fabric and the little bit of tissue paper at the top. So this is an old vintage Christmas card that I recently found, and I wanted to add that. So that's coming along. That's what's going on. I did add more of that vintage wallpaper. So again, repeating favorite items. And I love how this plays off of the cover, the inside of the cover. So just repeat items that are my favorites. I think they work super well in a Christmas journal because you don't have to overthink it. And I haven't done a whole lot here. This was the top or some part of a Christmas card. And I just liked the little gold tape right there. So I added that there. Nothing much else has gone on there so far. I don't know if I've gotten too far back in here yet. I don't think so. But this is just our trees outside that we lit up. And I couldn't find a great place for this because it is so dark. So I actually tucked it back there, and I like how it plays off of these paper items that were already in the journal. And I don't think I've done much else back here. So, oh yeah, I did put some photos in here of myself and my husband. We were gifted some tickets to the Ark Encounter in Kentucky. And so we made a day trip of that. So those I just tucked away in there. And this is a little bag with another photo in there. And I think I'm going to adhere that down and just use it for photo space. So this time, because some of my photos just haven't come out so well because of lighting and coloring, I might just keep a lot of them tucked in the packet. So this is a Denizen label that I'm going to add here. And in, I think, this pocket, or this portion over here, I was playing around with this fabric. So, and then this was a receipt from a smoothie, another smoothie date that we had. And I might just tuck that in there because I liked the colors of it. Or I could put it over here. I'm not exactly sure yet, but this is what I was kind of playing around with there. And that might be all I have worked on. I think it is so far. And in the back, I tucked this beautiful green oak, Christmassy looking rickrack package. I just like the look of it. So this is where I am so far. And what I might do, I think I'm going to step off for a second and go grab, I didn't grab my glue or my scissors. So I think what I'll do is stop and come back and work a little bit in my journal. So I've gathered a few supplies, nothing fancy, just paintbrush, some decoupage or Mod Podge, and my glue, a pen, and some scissors. So I do have my box over here of items, and we'll just see if we can get a little bit done in the short amount of time that I probably have because of the puppy. But I did go and find this little brass clip. So that will hold this in place because I'm kind of tired of it moving all around. So that's good. So I started there. Now let's see. I know I wanted to get at least some of the things attached. I don't know. I wish you guys could tell me. Is that too bright on this page? So I don't think I've worked in a journal or worked on a project on YouTube in a very long time. I think a long time ago, I made maybe some Christmas items. I cannot remember, but this is kind of new to me. I'm not used to working like this, so I'm going to give it a go and see if I can get better at it. So just be patient with me as I navigate and figure it out. So I'm just going to attach the tissue paper, and I can come back and make that a little bit more perfect later. But let me just get the edges. And this will just give me a background. I don't want anything to stick to it, which could be a little hard when I'm flipping back and forth here, but hopefully it'll be okay. So I'm okay with covering the little bit of paper at the bottom of the page. That's fine. I just want to get that down. And I'm okay with the wrinkles as well, because I think, you know, wrapping paper, Christmas items, it's okay for them to be crinkly and wrinkly. So this, let's see, I don't exactly know what I want to put on this. I do have some more photos to develop, that I have not gotten to exactly yet. So I'm going to Mod Podge this piece of tissue on, and then I'm going to glue the entire thing down. How big is the tissue paper? So I don't have a problem. I print my photos in matte. I don't print them at home. I used to print them at home, but my printer doesn't do a great job anymore. So I just developed these at Walmart, I believe. And I do have some more that I need to develop, and I just haven't gotten to that yet. So I just wanted to get that on, at least partially. It's not sticking super well in certain places. So I want to know how everyone is doing. How are you doing this Christmas season? Are you busy? For me, it seems like it's completely flying by, and it's way faster than I expected. I don't know if it's because Thanksgiving was late this year. This is one of my favorite glues, by the way. It's just the Tombow Mono Liquid glue, and I just kind of use this for a lot of things. I find it adheres really well, and it just does great for me, and it's easy to travel with as well. So just trying to press on this without making a disastrous mess. Yeah, I'm okay. In the fold, I do need to add some more Mod Podge underneath this. So for me, it's really flying by. I just feel I always have so many aspirations and things I want to do, and then the season just comes and it's gone so quickly. And I don't know if any of you feel the same way. Even so, I love it, and I look forward to it every year. My son said to me last night, he said, I was sitting in the living room or the family room and enjoying the tree, and we were talking about the date, and he said, well, the good thing is it comes again next year. And that is so true. So I'm just going to enjoy it and not really stress over the day that it is too much. And like I've said so many times, I just love to repeat the items. And this is just so Christmassy looking to me. So I am not being precise. I'm not a precise person. I mean, maybe in some things I am, but not in my journals. I just like the more natural feel and look. And so that's what we're going for here. I don't want to lose all of my stitching, so I might just purposely crinkle that. So as I was saying earlier, my oldest son graduated from Ohio State. He is 21 and finished up his undergrad and is now applying to law school. So that's been something kind of big going on in our lives and something fun to navigate. It's a whole new world for me as a mom, just having kids that are growing. They grow so quickly. I like that. Super simple switch glue here. And yeah, so just different seasons. And then I have a 19-year-old who has his own real estate photography business that he's developing. And then I have a 16-year-old. So those are busy ages. And I know they do a lot of things on their own, but they all live at home, and we're still, a family unit and actively involved in everything together. So that's a lot. These are busy ages, and I don't know. It's just new seasons coming along that I've got to mentally prepare myself for. So this is super simple. And I just bought this gray pen. I like these little Le Pens, tiny little pens, but I have a brown one somewhere, and I would write, I think I might just write up here, but I didn't bring my brown pen up, so I might hold off on that. But there's nothing to this. I could add journaling here. I could even tuck I could even cut this and tuck or tear it, part of that in for a journaling spot, which maybe I'll do because maybe this is just too much as the whole thing. I like these time cards because they're blue on the back and red on the front. So we have that, or the top portion that I tore. And maybe what I'll do is add maybe some washi tape, or I could do more, these little stars are in here somewhere. I could do more, why can I not think of the name of that? Measuring tape. I've got tape on the brain, but not necessarily the right word. I could add more of that. So we'll think about that. We'll move on from that for a second. I'm hoping these are drying without sticking. So far, so good. And this, I actually might ink up, do a little stitching on. Should we collage on that? Oh, wait, what if we, okay. So I think I mentioned before, I'd like to take the spaces that are already on something. Oh, this is upside down. Hello. Okay. The writing was upside down. I like to take the spaces that are already in something and add little things in those spots. So let's see, what if we add, you can never go wrong with the pinky reds. There's this one. I think this one might be too wide. These are the bloom tapes. I have more washi tapes somewhere, but I pulled these out because I wanted to use them. They're very lovely. Let's just see what comes off of, I think I'm not staying on camera. Eventually I'll find the end of it. Maybe there it is. So if there's anything, I know I want to do more, I really do. When I say I do, I mean it. I want to do more videos for YouTube. I just, it would be helpful to know, what would you guys like to see? Is there anything that you would like me to do on this channel? Just trying to see if I like the width of that. I kind of wish it was a little thicker for this piece of paper. Let me see. Is there anything you'd like me to do on this YouTube channel? Is there anything you'd like to see? I'm sure I'll get more comfortable with it over time. I just haven't done a lot of it lately. That's the perfect width. Let's go ahead and add that just because it's the perfect width. So now I can still see the red lines on either side. I didn't get it on there exactly straight, but that's okay. And then now that I made this come off, and now it's not so sticky because I messed it up. That's okay. Wonder if I can, Like I said, I'm not used to doing this on camera. I usually do it just by myself. And so this is all kind of new for me, but that's kind of fun. Okay, I like that there. So maybe I'll just leave this for a moment, and I don't have my ink pad up here. Okay, so because I have a downstairs studio, that was my original studio. Most of my paper goods are down there, and my hope is to build a studio outside one day, because the cats seem to like that studio. So it's a little bit, it gets messed up because Oliver thinks it's his playground. So, but a lot of my paper goods, ink pads, all of those things are downstairs, and up here in my attic studio is safe from the pets, but I don't have all of my supplies up here. So maybe I will ink that, do some stitching on that, and then some journaling. So, but just little bits like that make a huge difference, and I feel good about that. I'm not sure what I'll do there yet. Was there something else I wanted to work on? Or did I need to adhere something else? I cannot remember. Oh, I was working on this little, okay, I was working on that page. This is a photo of a Christmas gift inside of here. So I cannot take the photo out because I don't want someone to see what it is before Christmas. Okay, so this is the Denison label, and I just liked the simplicity of that peeking out behind the flap. I haven't added to the back of this flap yet. It is a little bit, well, no, I like it. I like the color. I could tear it, make it a little less perfect. It's one of those things, you do it, you can't change it back, but why not? Just for a little bit of, yeah, I'm good with that. And what I love about collaging, which I think is one of my most favorite things to do, is there's no mistake because you can always collage over it again. Whoops. Oh, I got a little glue on that, so make sure my fabric doesn't stick to that. Okay. And I just love the crinkliness of the paper behind it. Did I want to come down with that? What do you think? No? Okay. That's fine. And then I was playing with this little piece of fabric. I thought about getting something a little more red and brighter, but for some reason, I really like that. I don't know if it's the soft salmony pink tones in there with the pinks and the browns. It's not, let's see. I should have, if I had been thinking, I would have covered this piece entirely before I glued the pocket down. But it's a little late for that, and that's totally fine. So let's see if I snip this. And add. So it's going to be a little imperfect, but I don't know, what do you think? I'd love to stitch it down. That's what I should have done originally. But actually, I don't know, I think I like it. I think that I like it's a little bit, got a little bit of color going on, and I like that. Let's see what it looks like if I put something in it. And what I'll probably do is, actually, maybe I think I'll make a, I don't know if I have anything here that I can use, but what I might do is take something else, a little piece of fabric, it's not big enough, or maybe even ribbon, and cut that to the right size and make a little topper for the receipt and back it. I probably should back it on something just a little sturdier. Not this necessarily, but make it a little sturdier and then tuck it in the pocket. So that might be something that I do. So I think what I'm going to do is do some stitching on this before I attach it. But I do like the look of that. Okay. Is there anything else I want to do in here at the moment? I think what I need to do is get a little more done on my sewing machine, and then I can come back another time. Let's see if, I just want to see if this fits. We've had a lot of gray days, a lot of, which I don't mind at all. I think they're cozy, but we've had a lot of difficult, for me, lighting has been difficult to do any videos. I wanted to come on sooner, but we've had a lot of rain. Okay, if I can get this off. We've had a lot of rain and little bits of snow and just weather that makes it a little bit tricky for photos and filming. I just want to see if this fits, I think, perfectly in my little stitched spot. So I'll just add that there, and I can journal right underneath. I can make another journaling spot with some ledger. I think I might do that. Okay. So I think I'm going to stop for right now so that I can go do some stitching and add some little details to the things that I've already worked on. I do have some photos that I need to develop, and then I can come back and hopefully work on it some more. So just want to wish you all a very merry weekend before Christmas and a very Merry Christmas. And maybe I will try, I can't promise, but I will try to come back on possibly tomorrow or Monday and do a little more work in my journal. But I'm so glad you stopped by, and I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.